side selection match. That is, right?
Yeah, that's our side selection match. So whoever wins in this fight for side gets to decide which, if they go on blue side or red side, then the team, well, they will proceed towards the match.
네, 안녕하세요, 롤립스님. 어서 오세요. 좀 오늘은 좀 방송을 예고를 못하고 좀 급하게 왔습니다. 롤스터와이 경기가 있다는 거를 방금 전에 체크해가지고 좀 급하게 오느라고 좀 공지를 못한 점 죄송합니다. 자, 웨이브 게임하고의 좀 경기가 있고요. 과연 어떤 식으로 진행될지 같이 봐보겠습니다.
That's the Garen spin to win right there, dealing a ton of damage onto 롤스터와이. Beautiful 3-man knockup coming through from Weibo.
네, 와일드리프트 대회입니다. 지금은 1세트 진영 선택권을 두고 칼바람으로 매치를 하고 있는 거예요. 엔제공님 어서 오세요. 이거 확실히 이거는 쉽지 않을 것 같아요. 웨이보가 그러니까 폼이 좋네요. 네, 보맨님 어서 오세요.
Execution AOE, name of the game here for 롤스터와이. As again, Weibo look for the execute, man. It is going to be tough to find these first engagements here, but first off, it is just a slow start from both sides.
Yeah, actually is kind of is potentially the longest time we have seen without a kill. Just yet a minute. That's
1 minute.
That's weird, especially in battle clashes that, or fights that happen.
목소리 좋다고요? 감사합니다.
Consistently happening, right? Even Zihan not going down there, and I think it's because
네, 확실히 상대가 좀 강하네요. 그래도 롤스터와이가 직스를 가지고 있기 때문에 이 칼바람에서 좀 유리하지 않을까. 어허. 이건 잡았다. 근데 확실히 쉽지 않네요. 파이크. 여기서 들어오겠죠? 네, 이건 조금 위험할 수 있어요. 아칼리가 네, 체력이 좀 많아가지고 조심해야 됩니다. 들어오네요. 근데 확실히 그 칼바람도 이제 진영 선택권이 걸렸다 보니까 진지하게 들어오는 게 좀 살벌하네요. 온다. 이거는 이제 좀 여기서 좀 잘 대처해야 되는데 좀만 더 밀리면은 타워 날아갈 수 있거든요. 위험할 수 있거든요. 그래서 조심하는 신중해야 하는 모습입니다.
And for now, it is down to 0 to try and isolate these fights, try and engagement. Fan this time starts a fight with his Irelia. A super mega inferno bomb actually stops it from happening. For now, Luna gets
확실히 중국 팀들 강하네요.
Gekian activates the Alistar ult, so it's fairly tanky for now. And Weibo not really fully aggressing for now as the world enters to active, but now that it's down for the count, Faye goes
이거 좋죠? 네. 여기서 한 번 더. 이건 이제 잡았죠? 나이스. 이러면은 가렌이 몰래 이제 직스 잡으러 들어올 것 같고 처형인가요? 네, 처형은 아니네요. 여기서 일단은 한번 죽어가지고 초기화나 이런 세팅을 좀 기다린 것 같습니다. 일단은 네, 한번 사이클 돌려야죠. 나머지는 죽으면 안 될 것 같은데. 나머지 멤버는 죽으면은 위험하긴 하는데 이러면 죽어야죠. 제로 선수 어쩔 수 없이 죽어야 될 것 같고요. 이제 막아야죠. 그래도 직스라서 꽤 잘 막을 것 같고. 도 선수가 나이스. 이건 좋습니다. 근데 이제 닐란테 들어오나요? 깔끔하게 웨이브 처리. 네, 차비님 어서 오세요.
possibility, especially because Zero is down. But now Stun connects. Gekian breaks Unbreakable Will. Has been popped already, but that means loremipsumytb gonna be backing off for now. No hook connecting yet from Do. As it's getting charged up, that is big stuns coming through, big damage coming through from the Super Mega Inferno. But Weibo looking undeterred for now. K2 Rollster, they can't really look for an engagement.
Actually, the Nilla pick might be just helping Tue Thur Fri in their XP right now. When they
That is
turn,
true. Searching fight for now. The snowball come back from Zero as fans down to one.
자, 이거 괜찮은데 확실히 아칼리가 좀 매섭습니다.
The Dimash Injustice shutting down that Nilla.
네, 길버트님, 라일락님 어서 오세요.
Gets the hook up from Zihan for now. But that's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Weibo. They're just not tanky enough for GG.
yeah, no front line just yet here for Tue Thur Fri. Atrox does take some time to scale up the rally of Kratel, even if he had 2 kills a while ago. Isn't really that tanky.
Oh, that
오,
finds the execution. Nice movement.
True.
아 이거는 근데 더 진격을 하기가 힘들 것 같은데 되나요? 네, 아칼리한테 사실 이게 좀 들어가서 방심하다 보면 아칼리한테 너무 많이 맞아가지고 이게 좀 위험한 것 같긴 하거든요. 근데 괜찮습니다. 차분히 진격을 하는 게 와 이거 앞비전하는 거 그냥 바로 받아 먹었죠? 근데 이건 들어올 것 같은데 네, 안 들어오네요. 되게 신중하네요. 확실히 나타이 선수 여기서 그냥 일단은 그 죽는 걸 좀 기다리는 것 같죠? 오히려 낫다. 오히려 괜찮을 수 있어요. 왜냐하면은 저렇게 되면은 되게 애매해지거든요. 아칼리가 교전 참여하기도 애매해지고 막 그래가지고 오히려 괜찮을지도. 근데 이제 이거 제로 선수가 죽으면 안 되죠. 네. 근데 이건 어쩔 수 없어요. 이건 어쩔 수 없고 1차 타워는 줄 것 같은데 여기서 상대한테 처형만 안 주면 됩니다. 좋습니다.
What is that burst damage coming through as Aurelia goes down? KT Rollster, they find a kill, but they lose the rest of their squad here with the only one left standing for now. They don't have any front line, so I don't think they're going to be looking for an engagement, but they do have a little bit of damage going for them. Though has those cooldowns already so quick. And Zero charging up a little bit of
네, 안녕하세요. 솔로해봄님, 최민식이님 어서 오시고요. 랑랑님도 제가 인사드렸나요? 어서 오세요.
Again, down one player. A really nice job on the setup there behind the brush.
There's just so much crowd control on Weibo Gaming. Even Luna is having such a hard time being able to free it just because of the layering of CC. There's the Renekton, the Alistar, even the silence of the Garen, and Faye just having so much backline.
Oh, what is that engage? Is there just go down without a fight? Here comes Gekian behind the turret, so many tower shots.
이거는 좀 타워를 조금 근데 이거는 이득 꽤 괜찮은 것 같죠? 추가적인 상황으로 좀 리드하기는 어려울 것 같은데 일단 여기서부터는 이제 거의 이제 말렙 한타 싸움인데 루나 선수 진격 좋았어요. 라테 선수가 대신 백업해주고 여기서는 이제 살아남기가 어려울 것 같은데 잡아냅니다. 네, 그 똑같은 웨이브 게이밍인데 이제 웨이브 게이밍의 와일드리프트 팀과 지금 현재 매치를 준비하고 있습니다. 나이스. 네, 이거는 타워를 억지로 믿는 건 괜찮지 않았을까 생각이 들긴 하는데. 네.
Zero and Acrobat, the last two standing for now for the defense. Hex Flash from Gekian. As the snowball connects onto Zero, but I don't think Weibo just wants to start a fight yet. Okay, something fancy there from Fate.
아칼리의 기묘한 뭐.
Try and be scared, I guess, for now. Okay, nice little dodge there on the rocket belt.
플래시까지 빼버리네요. 이벤트 전환 아니고요. 진영 선택권 매치업입니다. 나이스가 아닌데요. 잠시만요. 잘못 봤어요. 젠장. 이거 여기가 나이스지. 아닌데. 안돼. 잠깐 빨려가봐. 좋은 낚시죠 이 정도면?
As they execute their Renekton, it's revenge time from KT Roaster as they try and turn around, but it is a 3v4 and the HP just not there for the Korean squad.
여기서 이건 아칼리 못 들어오죠. 들어오라고 낚는. 오.
Can actually engage them if they just close in the distance. That's the crucial part here of KT Roaster. Why they need to be able to guide the members of Weibo Gaming safely, or else they're just gonna be bullied.
근데 일단 지금은 무리한 플레이를 안 하는 게 좀 안전할 것 같고요. 이거는 네 최대한 웨이브를 끌고 가야 될 것 같은데. 네 그쵸. 이건 좋은 플레이죠. 도 선수. 와, 근데 죽을 뻔했네요 방금. 근데 라테 선수가 여기서 메이킹을 해주나 싶긴 한데. 네, 이거는 플래시 빼는 정도로. 진짜 아깝다. 와, 근데 진짜 라테 선수 피지컬이 장난 아니었네요. 네, 성남 불소님 어서 오시고요. 솔레이버님 제가 인사드렸죠. 여기서부터 이제 근데 교전이 성립을 안 하는 느낌이 좀 너무 확 드네요. 근데 상대도 찌르고 들어오는 게 장난 아니다. 이게 지금 직스가 타워 막는 게 지금 특화가 돼 있는 건데 직스를 진짜 견제를 잘하네요. 여기서 롤스터와이가 녹으면 안 돼요. 네. 지금이 약간 남은 기회거든요. 여기서 진격할 때 잘해야 됩니다. 네, 어렵고. 여기서 근데 웨이브가 최대한 살리긴 해야 되거든요. 근데 웨이브가 죽어버렸네요. 이 다음 교전의 핵심인데 아마 지금 진짜 애매한 게 2차 타워, 그러니까 이 억제기 타워 깨지면서 이제 교전이 일어날 것 같아요. 느낌이 이제 들어오겠죠? 근데 도 선수가 위험하고. 여기서 많이 죽으면 안 돼요. 타워 깨는 건 중요한데 많이 죽으면 안 됩니다. 이러면 빠져야 돼요. 일단 빠져야 되고. 넥서스 포탑에서 버텨야 됩니다. 그래서 일단은 도 선수가 그 미니언 최대한 막아내기 위해서 앞쪽으로 포지셔닝 잠깐 하시다가 빠지는 모습이고요. 눈치껏. 이거 괜찮죠? 이런 식으로 웨이브 견제하는 거 너무 탁월하죠. 야, 나이스. 쉽지 않네요.
But Zero doesn't have HP. Remember, he's the only one tanking enough to be the front line here for Weibo. That's from below. Just try and find a stun there, but unfortunately for Dot doesn't quite connect.
이즈 요즘 AP 이즈 딜은 어떻지? 아무튼 이즈가 딜이 뭔가 그렇게까지 센 것 같진 않네요. 언제 시작했지? 방금 전에 시작했습니다. 어서 오세요, 사연님. Okay, just finds the snowball but doesn't find the knockups yet. It's Dot with the invis. The hook is gonna connect onto Duanyu. Nope, that's the target that they want to connect to. 근데 제로 선수 잘 살았고 아칼리 잡았으면 이거는 괜찮아. 이거는 꽤 노릴만해요. 이 게임 넥서스 깬 것 같은데요? 네, 이런 괜찮습니다. 여기서 그쵸. 여기서 이제 잠시만요. 죽으면 안 돼요. 오케이. 여기서 롤스터와이가 1세트 진영 선택권을 가져갑니다. 진짜 아슬아슬하긴 했는데
validate him that we
너무 좋네요. 좋습니다.
ended the fight first side with equal amount of kills on both sides. That's cool. And the game started quite slow, to be honest.
True.
The first blood was at 1 minute,
more.
40 seconds. That took long. Pretty much uncharacteristic of the usual games that we do see, or the usual fight first side. Normally it's just within the few seconds there's already a kill. But maybe both of these teams are just really respecting each other out, just checking their movements, making sure they become
쉽지 않았다.
unbeatable come the actual series. And also it's a great read towards your enemy team, just knowing what their playstyle is gonna be on the actual game. Also what potential champion they are gonna be using based on how they move in the fight first side. There's so many things that can be digested alongside with just the team
Nice,
win,
nice.
by having the side selection priority. So we will wait to see if they are going to be picking up blue side or red side. We actually just received news. loremipsumytb will be on red side.
Interesting stuff here from 롤스터와이, especially after the way they played that side selection game, right? I think it was a very disciplined approach. They're playing really towards their strength. And I think them going towards that red side here really gives them a lot of opening up. A couple of picks here on the second rotation or the first rotation of 2 picks. Remember, when you're on the red side, yes, you miss out on the first ban and the first pick. But the beauty of that is you get to pick 2 initial champions on your first rotation, which is where you can really build your strategy and your composition around. So
좋아요.
let's see what
롤스터와이.
the priorities are going to be here for KT roster, and if we're going to see something new here today, right, GG? Because we really love seeing those comfort of meta picks. If we do see one here today,
I mean, one of the benefits, or like the already known benefits of blue side securement is first pick, but also for red side you have 2 things, right? You have the counter pick potential and also just last pick, which is an add-on
nice
to
to have,
the counter pick. Weibo Gaming being on blue side is going to be a little bit concerning for me, though they have won 2 games rather on blue side. Actually, all of their game wins so far has been on blue side. So maybe there's something up with that. Maybe they will have the confidence to pick up their comfy champions. Maybe the Jace of Fan would come into play here. Possibly even the Zoe coming in from Faye. We have seen them just work a lot hard when they're on blue side and secure their wins. loremipsumytb needs to find a way to counter those out though.
first couple of bans coming through, and it seems like the trend continues here. GG, we're not going to be seeing a Hecarim, our first game of
자, 여러분 좋아요 버튼 한 번씩만 눌러주시면 감사합니다. 고맙습니다.
banned out. So this is going to be somewhat of a fresh mid lane here. I wonder what we're going to be seeing, but Weibo prioritizing.
일단은 확실히 롤스터와이는 레드 진영을 많이 선호한 편이고요. 와일드리프트가 약간 레드 진영에서 이제 괜찮은 상황이 되죠.
First pick Jax after Camille comes out. I think they would pick it for the second rotation at least. But immediate Galio ban away, immediate Galio denial here coming through from KT roster is of course always a good thing against a Camille.
And since they have picked up the Zoe already, that's huge burst and pick potential here for Weibo Gaming. Great denial on the Galio though by KT roster Y. So that's a pretty common, pick off when there is a Camille already. You have that combination, it's just so difficult to exit out of an engage coming in from Weibo Gaming or whoever is the team that has that Camille. Now the Onyx is picked up. That's another backline access that they can actually fully utilize.
요네가 진짜 확실히 고밸류라서 괜찮은데 일단 확실히 그 원딜 라인 쪽에서 좀 견제를 해야 될 것 같고 같이 진입하는 픽으로는 카이사 쪽을 좀 의식해야 될 것 같다는 느낌이 들긴 하거든요. 일단 라칸 쪽.
Absolutely. But all things considered, I think Weibo's got a pretty decent front line for now. But Luna, or rather KT roster locking up that Yone, something that we did not necessarily see a lot of. I think we didn't see much of in last week's games, or in our last week's games. So excited to see Yone back again, especially up against this Aatrox. The rest of the bands coming through. No ADC yet on both sides. No bot lane for both sides.
네, 땡바형님 어서 오세요. 프로나르님 화이팅 화이팅. 좋아요.
Zaya definitely still available, so I think that's going to be the priority here for KT roster. First pick.
Corki is still available. Karma as well. Zaya for Weibo Gaming if they do want to have great repositioning ability. Though Zed is also very mobile and they will just pick it up without hesitation. That's one of the champions they have picked up in order for them to get a great win against J-Team. Dwanyu is one of the best Zeri users here in Season 2 and it was backed up by their game against J-Team during day number 4. And right now we have interesting approval ratings, 51 to 49.
Wow. Almost even here, but KT roster just edging out a little bit here by 1%, but come on, it's basically even here on both sides. Talking about comps though, I have to say I'm really liking both of the comps, but I want to favor Weibo Gaming's comp just a little bit more because of the simple fact that they have a little bit more mix-up.
일단은 뭐 웨이보 게이밍 이런 식으로 중국 스튜디오에서 플레이하고요. 롤스터와이는 한국에서 이제 롤스터와이 연습실에서 저렇게 이제 스태프분 채팅해서 매치업을 진행을 합니다. 과연 어떻게 될지.
Of the counter picks. Abione, they have sort of a reactive playstyle that they can go for with the Galio being available and the Karma as well. So I think they have a little CC wise and utility wise on fair ground, but in terms of mixability of damage, if that makes sense, I think Weibo has more in the bag, which is why I like Weibo's comp a little bit more.
Yeah, I actually really understand your point there, Datum. But I have to side on KT loremipsumytb this time around. I think I really like their counter engage potential. They have the Hero's Entrance for backup. They have the Transcendent Embrace on Karma of Acrobat. And we see Luna, the former ADC or Dragon Laner of KT loremipsumytb, that just is a really incredible Dragon Laner for KT. Pick up Desire.
자, 지금 보니까 괜찮게 이길 것 같아요. 네, 도 선수 백업 오고. 확실히 근데 상대도 좀 되게 신중한 게 바로 들이미지 않고 체크하는 게 좀 놀랍네요. 꼼꼼하다는 거죠, 그만큼.
You know what, GG, I want to talk about that, right? Off meta picks. It's something that if it works, it's wonderful. But if it doesn't work, you kind of look a little bit foolish, right? So it's always nice to see. It's always nice to see. I mean,
일단은 그 아크로페 선수가 원래 원딜이지만 미드로 일단 좀 포지셔닝을 하고 루나 선수가 내려왔죠.
And absolutely destroying the competition. You always love to see.
I mean, last Sunday we have seen Pantheon support by J-Team against Nova Esports, and it was actually effective. Had it been
네, 아마 좀 조정이 있는 것 같아요. 확실히 상대하는 입장에서는 이게 도대체 어떻게 올지를 모르다 보니까 좀 대처하기는 좀 힘들 것 같은데, 확실히 좀 안정감이 있죠.
Maybe we would see more Pantheon and other cheesy picks coming towards the second half of the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it, Pantheon pick makes a ton of sense, right? Especially when you are in a matchup that does.
라트 선수도 안전하게 딜 하지만 이거 빨리 밀고 빠져야겠네요.
Early rotate coming through from Fan done towards bottom side of the map here, gets double locked up there by Luna on the blade caller. So
와자 터뜨리는 건 선수도 하네요.
Just give a little bit of XP as well towards Fan. You can recover from the earlier mishaps a while ago.
And besides, that's just a very, very quick full clear. I mean, take a look at the map. The whole blue side jungle here has already been cleared up by Fan there. So, Aatrox wave clear speed. 2 thumbs up. Really good.
Top side.
Fan, okay.
이거는 많이 위험하죠. 여기서 플래시 안에 들어올 것 같. 오! 근데 이거는 귀환을 안 한다고요? 이런 너무 위험한데. 괜찮은가요?
a second gank here, but I don't think Weibo fancies that. I think they're just happy with the flash being burned.
Yeah, it's just a flash.
다행입니다,
also
아무튼.
some pressure being felt there by Rafael. Great rotation coming in from Fan, to be honest, and that almost had Weibo Gaming secure that first blood. Now FaZe gonna be in the bottom lane. GCan not going in.
Well, you go. Nice little counter engage there from Zero as the one you gets chipped down to around 100. Not really having the best of times here in the early game, and doesn't have a lot of damage yet. But here comes the double knockup coming through. Luna gets ticked down by the
네,
Ignite.
양크스님
Almost
어서 오세요.
going down as well. Unfortunately, Duan Yu doesn't really have the positioning for that execute, so Luna stays alive for now. And really slow start here on.
확실히 지금 골드만 봐도 롤스터와이가 되게 게임을 잘 풀어가고 있다는 게 좀 바로바로 보이네요. 이거 안 걸렸을 것 같고 첫 막아야죠. 이거는 킬까지는 안 나올 것 같고 그냥 최대한 견제하는 쪽으로.
No follow up just yet from or no full commitment coming in from Tue Thur Fri. I think they're giving so much respect here towards Weibo Gaming, especially in their potential to punish any sort of even minor mistakes.
True.
Are just so crucial here, especially that it's already a minute before the first objective spawn. I think Tue Thur Fri is very happy to just get a couple of small wins. Resources denied, summoner spell being burned, especially in preparation for the first objective, because they have really good scaling. They have the Jax, they have the Yone, they have the Zaya. Same goes for Weibo Gaming. That's why we're seeing them a little bit more passive than usual. Aatrox, even the Zoe scales up really hard, and Zeri later on will pop off.
Yeah, exactly. Very similar comps, very similar win conditions on both sides, right?
자, 바텀도 이렇게 압박하고 있으면 사실 롤스터와 입장에서 너무 편하죠. 네, 일단은 지금 웨이보하고 롤스터와의 작전이 완전히 다릅니다. 그런 상황에서 롤스터와이가 솔직히 좀 편안하게 풀어갈 것 같아요. 네, 용까지 가져가고요. 웨이보 게이밍은 아예 전령을 가져간 쪽으로 좀 틀은 것 같죠? 여기서 압박을 네, 이거를 오케이. 근데 죽었죠. 아쉽습니다. 근데 어쩔 수 없는 상황이었던 것 같아요. 네, 이러면 탑 쪽이 좀 위험해지는데 일단 좀 제리가 상대방도 되게 영리하게 잘 피해 다니면서 이제 이득을 보려고 하는 것 같고 롤스타가 타이밍 잡아서 막나요? 네, 막긴 했습니다.
Huge here for their side. 6 minutes into the game now, and it is looking
mid lane's gone.
pretty standard here on both sides. Engagement coming.
미드까지 전령. 일단은 조이를 좀 압박을 하는 정도로만 될 것 같은데 이 이상의 큰 이득을 굴리기는 솔직히 어렵고요. 일단 지켜봐 보죠. 비원딜 메타. 그러니까 원딜 픽이 필수로 바뀌었어요. 대회 규칙에 원딜 픽을 필수로 해야 되는 게 생겼습니다. 좀 웃기긴 한데 좀 그런 규칙이 생겼기 때문에 이런 현상이 일어난다는 거.
Tue Thur Fri doing a really good job keeping check of the economy. They have been farming really efficiently as well. That's why the gold lead isn't really as concerning for them just yet. Even if they have lost so many plays in top side and they lost their mid lane already. Ratel as well just handling his own, handling really well actually on his own against anyone here of Weibo Gaming, despite the ganks, despite the rotations, despite the constant pressure coming in from Zihan. Is not really feeling that much against Weibo Gaming. So Tue Thur Fri, despite him being patient, actually is being very, very efficient as well. Since we have seen a kill as well for Luna, that's great scaling for his side. Weibo Gaming kinda needs to step up maybe to catch him.
That is true. And if you think about it, this minute gold lead that is present is ultimately a headache here for Weibo, because you said it yourself, GG, Tue Thur have the better scaling comp. They have a Yone, they have a Jax, and of course they have Luna on that Zaya. So the longer the game goes on, Tue Thur is inevitably going to have the advantage.
자, 이거는 여기서는 살짝 위험해진 상황이고요. 아, 네, 바로 녹아버리죠. 이게 요네라는 픽 자체가 이렇게 녹아버리는 좀 위험한데, 일단 상대편이 먼저 모여가지고 이렇게 좀 접근을 하고 있으면은 힘들죠.
That's so unfortunate coming in from Tue Thur Fri, especially that we haven't seen Zero cast in the hero's entrance towards Tau. I think they had a mission.
아,
Also,
너무 이제 좀 순식간이었어요. 확실히 상대방도 딜 포커싱을 잘할 수 있는 식으로 좀 위치를 하다 보니까 좀 그게 힘들었고, 롤스터와이 측에서 좀 빠르게 눈치채기는 좀 어려웠던 것 같습니다, 상황상.
That sleepy trouble coming through, so KT Rolster really caught unaware there. Nice jump from Weibo, and this is the first step in the proper direction for them. I mean, we're talking about scaling so much here because KT Rolster, they're playing for the long game here, and Weibo, they're supposed to find the advantage.
라테 선수까지 무너지면 안 되죠.
That late game for them to stand a chance, but the tail getting spotted by Gekkion. That is going to be the
네, 일단은 많이 위험한데 다행히 괜찮았습니다.
So it's relatively safe as Drake is spawning up soon. Look at the amount of presence that KT Rolster are posting up here on this Drake side. They're now fighting for vision, but Weibo is looking to set up another engagement in the blue buff.
아, 이렇게 되면 확실히 좀 버프라던가 이런 것도 압박받고 용도 이제 좀 먹힐 가능성이 높거든요. 여기서 일단 좀 스킬 뭐라도 빼야 돼요.
Not the fate sealed activating yet, so yeah, that's unfortunate right there.
very unfortunate, especially for Tau. He's down more than 1,000 gold against his matchup, which is Fan here on the Aatrox. And looking at this Aatrox by Fan, it's actually having so much sustain already. Especially from the
네, 곧 있으면은 용타임인데
until
일단은 상대가 좀 탑으로 많이 몰리고 있고 제로 선수가 딱 그 마킹 해주고 있죠.
later on. Tue Thur Fri is still struggling, down at 3,000 at 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Objectives are gonna spawning up in the next 2 minutes. Let's see if KT will be successful with this scam. She can spot Zero and will just cancel everything out.
Oh, Gekkion.
이거는 아,
And that's okay. Kind of reveal of the intentions
아,
here.
여기서 콜이 갈렸죠, 순간?
As he got engaged on by the Hex cultivate on Zihan.
Turn.
Finds Ratel, but the counter strike is just too big of a headache. Duan.
라테 선수 살 수 있나요 이거?
But that is going to be
아, 네,
the
플래시.
from the Zeri. Also running for the
아, 좀
heroes.
아쉽습니다.
Nice flag forward.
여기서
And now
네,
it's
이건 좋아요.
Zoe goes down. KT Rolster pulls the trigger. They
네,
find
한
one.
이 정도로
Counter-engage the
가고
1-2.
있고,
Beautiful.
그리고 일단은 라테 선수가 기원했다가
Just in time.
이제 아래쪽에
As well. KT Rolster, they can reset.
웨이브 막으러 갈 것
Head towards
같고요.
me. And really good
It's
job.
already taken by Fan at this point.
True.
While Weibo Gaming stalling, KT Fri and Tau was on the way towards the
롤스터와이도
top side.
슬슬 타워를 좀
Took the dragon point.
밀고 싶어 하는데 좀 밀기가 쉽지는 않네요,
It's just
솔직히.
an amazing macro play here by Weibo Gaming.
그래도 어떻게든지 간에 푸시하기 위해서 계속 접근을 하고 있습니다만, 아, 이게 좀 주도권을 가져가기 어렵네요.
Worth it trade considering Weibo is still ahead in terms of gold. Let's take a look at what happened there again one more time.
I mean, just a bit of an overextension there by KT Fri. Over a minute they stayed. That paved the way for Fan to take the dragon while Ratel was being pinned out. Great chase down by Duan Yu as well. As Jigen just landing, a great pressure against KT Fri.
와, 진짜 여기서 이게 너무 좋았어요.
But the only thing that they secured is one kill. In exchange for an objective, which is a dragon that they should have invested more so that they could have soul point, is not really a good trade for KT.
아, 네, 이거는
As,
잠시만요.
okay, Luna
오히려 기회?
alive because of the hero's entrance,
어,
hero's entrance
아, 근데 여기서
from Zero.
수면 맞긴 했는데, 네, 괜찮아요. 네, 오히려 지금 루나 선수가 좀 위험해진 상황이고, 와, 근데 노림수가 확실히 되게 좋네요. 이건 잡았나요? 아, 아트록스 못 잡으면 좀 아쉽긴 한데, 아, 확실히 롤스터와이가 지금 좀 딜이 부족한 상황입니다.
Yeah, Ratel is pushing bot side, so maybe they can get at least a tower then in exchange for this Baron because they have
확실히 상대방이 기동력뿐만 아니라
Flame would get it.
뭐라고 해야 되나? 딜 포커싱이라던가 이런 부분도 되게 잘 잡아서 운영하고 있는, 플레이하고 있는 느낌이 듭니다. 구성이 되게 탄탄한 것 같아요.
certainly a good thing for them. And KT Roaster, that dominant side that we get to see from them. Remember, this KT Roaster squad, whenever they get ahead, it's really hard to take them down. But just getting ahead now is a big struggle for them already because Weibo just have so many engagements. Right, you got the hook shot coming through from Duan, and you got engages from the Alistar, and even the Battle Star is a headache here for Faye. KT Roaster, they can't really even find an avenue, start these fights. If you can really notice here, Zero has been using the ulti very defensively here, so they really have been struggling to look for these fight opportunities that they so really want.
Interesting build by Fan as well. Bloodthirster and Serenity Force on Atrox, because normally we do see the utility build.
Oh yeah.
Right. Different.
이거는 잠시만요. 갈리오 그 끊긴 건가요? 이건 근데 이거는 와 쉽지 않네요 지금.
Realistically look for a fight. They are, remember, 7,000 gold behind now as Weibo. Not really looking to overextend. And, well, very disciplined. So, the amount of respect that Weibo still has for KT Roaster is immense here. But, yeah, Rental just staying a little bit too deep here. Just full sense of security on that tier 2 tower.
Yeah, it's a slow burn that Weibo Gaming is going at KT Roaster Y at this point. They know that they have great scaling as well, especially because of Seri, because of the Atrox.
여기서 근데 그러니까 이게 지금 뭐라고 해야 되지? 팀의 방향이라던가 이런 부분이 좀 설정이 돼야 되는데 지금은 롤스터와이가 지금 준비하고 있는 작전이 좀 잘 안 보이는 것 같아요. 너무 강하네요. 아이고. 확실히 이 게임이 그냥 지금 봤을 때 웨이브 게이밍이 풀어가는 걸 봤을 때 느껴지는 게, 그러니까 그 운영적으로 잘 하는 게 중요한 것 같아요. 그러니까 운영적으로 하는 게, 잠시만요. 그 5명이 다 모여가지고 빨리 상황을 풀어가는 거, 그게 제일 중요한 것 같습니다.
One win. And to think that KT Roaster Y actually had side selection priorities a little bit worrisome for them because they pick red side, which is
5명이 어떻게든 굴릴 수 있는 상황을 만드니까 좀 그게 괜찮네요. 그러니까 강제 이니시 할 수 있는 알리스타 이런 것들도 있고, 그 다음에 이제 뭐 조이라던가 카밀 같은 거 이니시에이션이 좀 강하니까 이게 롤스터와이가 게임을 풀어가기가 좀 쉽지 않았던 것 같아요. 그래서 거기서 딜도 강하고, 그러니까 이제 그 각 라인별로 선택하는 픽들, 이것들이 좀 확실히 훌륭한 픽들을 하는 것 같습니다. 롤스와이가 대응하려면 좀 픽 구성에 대해서 좀 변경이 필요할 것 같은데요. 좀 어떻게 준비할 수 있을지.
We already talked about the scaling competition that Roaster had planned up, but just never got to that point because of Weibo's firm control, firm grip of that early mid game. Once they got the kills going, they just never stopped, and they played to their strengths really well there. The engage just wasn't enough there for KT Roaster, and Weibo just had plenty. Which meant that they could take as many fights as they could in the mid game. That's exactly what they did. Really good execution there, particularly on both Gekian and Zihan on the engagements. And speaking of Zihan, look at that damage that he put up. The most in the whole game.
I mean, it was really high on Zihan. Acrobat as well dealt really great damage, but it wasn't enough to prevent the pushes from Weibo Gaming, especially because of some minor mistakes coming from the macro play of KT Roaster Y. I want to call them minor, but the effects, the consequences was actually really high because of how Weibo Gaming keeps on punishing them, or the degree of Weibo Gaming punishing them is actually high. Fan on the carry build on this Atrox is absolutely amazing. Just having a bit of a diff against Daw in his performance, especially that he was actually focusing on some team fights, while Fan actually prioritized the objective to help out his teammates, so that later on when he actually gets involved, there's gonna be more impact.
조합적으로 확실히 좀 뱀픽이 말린 느낌이 드네요.
On more of that supportive role is the best idea here on the Karma, right? I mean, we've seen Acrobat.
확실히 그 조이도 되게 강하게 플레이하고 그랬던 것 같아요. 조이가 약간 좀 미끼성 플레이나 이런 것들도 잘 하고 위협적이었죠 상당히.
Our second game of the day. MVP here is going to go to Faye, who did not necessarily have the most flashy of games, but he did set up his team for that early kill here that netted them off that momentum going into the mid game.
Let's see how 롤스터와이 is going to be answering this pressure later on, because Weibo Gaming is match point. We'll go to game number 2, but of course we'll just go in a short break first.
저 롤스터와이가 이걸 어떻게 극복할지 좀 4분 뒤에 이어집니다. 여러분들 좀 더 쉬었다가 오셔도 될 것 같아요.
The week of the competition was filled with numerous surprises, especially by the teams giving their all as we're now halfway through the regular season. Hi, my name is Giang. Let's dive into the top 5 highlights of week number 4. Starting with number 5, setting the stage for those surprises.
아쉬워라.
display of
아, 아쉬워라.
taking down Faye under the turret and narrowly escaping with just a sliver of health.
There's no kills there. There might be some in the mid lane as Faye gets jumped on by BMN. That's a lot of damage by that Cassidy. He tries to throw the belt away from Y1, but he has no more blood pool, and he gets taken out by the Lee Sin. Just a tiny sliver of HP off his Lee Sin. He's gonna get over the wall, Sonic waving onto those Krugs. He gets the Dragon's Rage on the fan as well. Tries to juke over to the Krugs. Is
Oh
he
my
safe
God.
here? He gets seen by the turrets. He is
doesn't matter.
escaping right now. God, how's he gonna catch Y1? He might actually even get over here to see the one you get taken out.
네, DSP님 어서 오세요. 아, 그쵸. 제로 선수의 플레이.
Showcased his skill with an excellent engage on the match against Oh My God. The 9-minute mark, Zero delivered a stunning solar flare, hitting 4 opposing players.
와, 여기서 다 4명을 띄워가지고
Display.
진짜 압도적이었죠. ONG 상대로.
Here, Call of Force God gonna be used, face field as well.
확실히 여기서 도 선수도 잘 인터셉트를 했었어요.
But they do get the dragon. It's
그 부분도 너무 좋았고요.
But Rel's gonna be here at least for the cleanup. 롤스터와이 is looking for picks. Number 3. Akena also left his mark with Cerberus Esports by executing a daring taunt on 3 members of Weibo Gaming, setting the stage for Y1 to unleash devastating sword strikes that wiped out the entire opposing team and secured the victory for Cerberus Esports.
He has to flash out of there or else get knocked up by the Aatrox. The Shuriken lands, but they have to get out.
아, 진짜 끝자락에 3명이 걸려가지고 여기서.
Triple taunt by Akeno. Already 2 members out of the fight. 2 members down. There's a Hextech ultimatum onto Faye. He's gone as well. Z-Had and Wanyu, the last man standing. That's a 3 for nothing. Very clean for Cerberus Esports. They're going to take this next. Is Hammer going to be going to game number 3?
Number 2. The jungle god, Long, has regained his
아, 롱 선수는 진짜
during their clash against OnePlus.
계속 잘하네요.
In the 14th minute mark of the second match, taking advantage of the opponent's bold turret dive, Long unleashed all of his skills to approach
정글 닐라.
Comes in. Chow with explosive cast brings it down. Yeets it down very low. It's the time for Long to go in for the ultimate as well, but Stacy Dad denies it.
여기서 잡아버리고.
But this is not enough. Long.
이야, 씨.
Triple kill secured. SkyFL comes back in.
진짜 놀랍습니다.
Kill onto Long, but explosive with a blasting cone brings him back to safety.
I mean, Long is starting to become a monster right now. 4-0 in 3. Don one to it. Slow down.
찰싹.
찰싹
찰싹, 찰싹, 찰싹.
There's no escape. They can get the pentail for Long.
아카리를 잡는 닐라.
And number 1. The most mysterious popular play of the tournament up to the current moment belongs to T3 of Team Flash. In the 16th minute mark of the second match, after losing a teammate, Team Flash found themselves at a disadvantage with the Elder Dragon being taken by 롤스터와이. However, T3 remained vigilant. He identified a favorable minion wave and seized the opportunity to secure a crucial victory for Team Flash.
Breaker is ready it up. Zero goes in for the Shield of Durant, taunts onto 1, you have the Justice Punch, takes his hands at his bot, but 롤스터와이 secures the Elder Drake, and Team Flash will be deleted! Aatrox coming into the back.
여기서 진짜 아 잠깐 어질어질하네요.
This best of 3 series between Weibo Gaming and K-Thur Fri after interesting game number 1. I think both of these teams are just warming up for the series. K-Thur Fri had some mistakes, Weibo Gaming had some mistakes, and both of them really needs to polish their movements come game number 2 because now everything is on the line for K-Thur Fri. It's either they push this to game 3 or Weibo Gaming 2-0 step.
You talk about polishing their playstyle, and I think Tue Thur more so than Weibo Gaming, right? I think the shot calling in that game was suboptimal there for Tue Thur. I distinctly remember this one time they were looking for a fight down on the top side of the map when the Drake was up, so they just lost that Drake and ended up trading it just for one kill.
이번에는 블루 진영으로 상대의 주요한 진입픽들을 좀 많이 깎아가고 있는데
have to make better decisions going through, moving forward in our series. Composition wise, I don't think that necessarily was a problem in their comp. It's just a matter of playing the map better. Yeah, playing the map better.
And there's going to be a bit of an adjustment here on K-Thur Fri's side, knowing that they kind of struggled with the Galio pick of Zero. Now the Gragas actually
어떻게 이게 진행될지.
might be better for their side.
역시 그라가스 무난한데 확실히 그 카밀 쪽이 조금 더 상대 픽에 좀 까다로운 부분이 아닌가 생각은 들긴 하거든요. 일단 좀 봐보도록 하죠.
Yeah, I don't think this makes a lot more sense, right? Because Gragas, as a pick, as a whole, especially as a first pick here, makes a ton more sense because apart from the fact that you do get that reactive sort of playstyle that Galio does provide, Gragas
너무 이제 픽이 비슷하게 나오긴 하는데 일단 지켜봐야겠죠?
For the entirety of the game, so they're just looking for what could enable these two picks. Aatrox already picked up, so KT can definitely still go for that Yone routes.
아, 네. 한국에 지금 롤스터와이만 남아 있습니다.
Yeah, options not really a lot here in terms of jungling wise. I would expect Yone get picked up again here one more time unless it gets banned out by Weibo Gaming. But Weibo this time secured the Galio. So this is a drawback, right? If you give away the Galio,
갈리오를 이번에는 가져오네요.
almost certainly going to come up.
확실히 롤스터와 그러니까 알리스타를 대체하는 픽으로서 아마 가져온 것 같고 롤스터와이를 그 상대할 수 있는 그 픽 중에서 좀 저런 쪽으로 좀 판단했던 것 같아요. 롤스터와의 갈리오가 사실 좀 상대방 입장에서는 매서웠다라고 보는 게 맞는 것 같습니다.
responding on the ADC. Interestingly so, still the Zeri open here for Duanyu. Pretty much neglects everything that has been banned away. That's actually odd from KT.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think necessarily Zeri is ban worthy here because it wasn't necessarily a problem for KT Rolster in that laning phase. In fact, they had a pretty decent duo laning phase on that bottom side, so the bans definitely are something unconventional here for the side of KT Rolster, but nevertheless they are cooking up a pretty decent comp on their side here. Vi is for that lockup potential, and of course the Ziggs as well getting locked up.
자, 과연
a ton more damage, and I think this is all in all a more well-rounded comp than what they had here on that last game, because apart from the fact that they have more damage, they have more mix of damage, and they have that lockdown potential, which is something that they didn't have that last game.
I mean, getting a Jace in the mid lane, I think, can be key for Weibo Gaming to land many pressure, especially in terms of poke. I think because the laser of the Zeri is already quite troublesome for K-Thur Fri, and add in a shock blast from the Jace, that's gonna be many loads of trouble here for K-Thur Fri, especially.
아, 조합이 좀 상대가 너무 비슷하게 가져가고, 그러니까 상대가 그렇게 막 크게 바뀌지 않은 것 같은 게 좀 아쉽긴 하네요.
Yes, the Jackson actually engaged in game 1, but they really struggled with the follow-ups as well. But for Weibo Gaming, that hasn't been a problem, and now it's gonna be more solidified with this Galio.
Oh yeah,
and the peel is gonna be amazing for their side.
The one good thing that KT Rolster have going for themselves is they sort of have a sort of soft counter pick, right? When they have the Gragas up against the Camille engages, you can just throw the explosive cast here of the Gragas and you essentially nullify the Hextech ultimatum that Zihan has there, and you essentially deny the whole wombo combo idea that they have with the hero's entrance. So it is certainly nice to have. And on top of that, they do have pretty good engage tools this time. They have the Vi, they have the Gragas, which are both really good engages. And I would argue even
자, 그래도 롤스터와이 함께 응원해 보도록 합시다.
the Camille Galio combo. So as far as comps go, I really like this 롤스터와이 composition more than the last game. But as we discussed, GG, a lot of it is gonna boil down to the same thing that it boiled down to last game, which was execution.
꼭 이기라 화이팅! 좋아요.
Better positioning is going to be very, very important. Tue Thur Fri has to keep track of Weibo Gaming's movements all the time because they have great positioning during game number 1. And also, they need to be more aggressive, I think, here in game number 2. They have the Vi, they have the tools actually to set things up in the early game. I think is very necessary for them to at least set the tempo up against Weibo because Camille, Aatrox, Zeri, again, 3 scaling champions for Weibo Gaming, similar to game number 1. Is going to be very scary to deal come minute 15, come minute 12, possibly even at minute 18. It's just going to be very difficult for KG.
Yeah, absolutely. So now it is going to be the laning phase here on both sides. Game number 2, remember, match or series point for Weibo. So those are, they want
근데 확실히 좀 아래쪽에 있으니까 뭔가 좀 심리적으로 괜찮은 것 같은 느낌이 저만 드는 건 아니죠? 뭔가 조금 이게 저도 롤을 해봤어서 그런지 모르겠는데 뭔가 이쪽에 있으면 좀 뭔가 마음이 편해.
Actually, I'm not sure who has the faster wave clear speed here. Is it Vi or an Aatrox? Might be the same here. But curiously enough, ignite pop by Sihan on that top lane against Rattel.
그렇긴 한데 결국은 전략적으로 풀어가는 게 어떻게 풀리는 게 중요한지라 한번 지켜봐 보도록 하죠.
Just Dian telling Rattel to burn. But Tue Thur Fri actually having better economy at least in the first interaction. We see Rattel shoving a wave towards the turret, denying
오,
some
이건
pressure from
오.
Sihan as well. Great rotation coming in from Do as well. Just
아, 근데 좀 괜찮긴 한데 근거가 없긴 했네요. 여기로 왔을 것 같은 근거가 없어서. 아, 그쵸. 이쪽에 바위 없다라는 식으로 체크해서 카멜이 이렇게 들어오는 거죠.
On both sides, but again, we have to respect Xian still on the tactical sweep sustained just like this. Might be in a lot of trouble, but Rattel, since he has a wave, will be fine.
Fan looming around the air just for a little bit of insurance for Zihan there. Rattel picks up some healing from the hunter.
아, 이거는 위험하죠. 오랩이면 오호.
Ultimatum is available, so does the Anti-Might Duo.
아, 좋아요. 편안. 네, 전판 좀 졌었습니다.
This wave fan in his gaps and Zero is gonna be here. The cast again is very amazing because, like we discussed earlier, right? Hexic Ultimatum can be denied, isolation can be made by KT in this game, and I just am looking forward to them being able to execute it properly, especially better than game number 1 on the Galio for Zero. I think that's something that he really needs to
이거는
the next time he needs it.
Wow, both flash and healed invested by Acrobat there on that bot side. So really good engagement from Duan Yu, who remember at the start of this series was the sort of hype man here.
Yeah.
Weibo, right? And looking to continue on that dominance. You did mention Zeri, one of his most comfortable picks here. So still feeling very confident off of that engagement. And I want to talk about this mid lane matchup a little bit, right? Xayah against Jace. I mean, of course, before we get to that scaling part in that laning phase, Xayah is on at least first 2 or 3 levels gonna have a field day against this Jace. But once that first few items, once the first item has been picked up, Xayah is going to struggle a little bit, which explains this lane swap here. Once Jace gets a little bit of damage going, it's very hard to imagine just how Xayah can survive an engaging Jace. So it makes a ton of sense from a micro point of view. But it is 5 minutes into the game and we're looking to set up another long one for this one, GG. And it makes sense because if you think about it, both teams essentially have a scaling comp. KT Rolster have a ton of scaling in their arsenal as well, right? It takes, yeah, Jax, Zaya, all take a little bit of time to ramp up, and both of these squads definitely
과연?
geared towards that team fighting anyway. I mean, you can argue that a Vi is built for pick potential, but so far, KT Roster are not really looking for anything yet.
Maybe through the objective spawning up, KT Roster Y can actually look for movements.
이번 판은 좀 시원하게 이겨줬으면
So far,
좋겠네요.
Dawn hasn't been spotted just yet. They're gonna engage just here onto Zero, just chumping his HP down. They focus on RH actually, pretty interesting because Weibo Gaming will not be any concern against this trade-off. Fan is gonna be more than happy to secure this dragon for the team. They go engage, flash.
오.
Well, though, not
아,
any
아쉽다.
member here of Weibo Gaming.
근데 이 정도면 무난하죠?
As planned, Weibo Gaming has a chance this time in game number 2 to have the soul. Well, and they're gonna use just a heal being procced there by Akrobat to remain alive, as well as his ally Cyril coming overextended a while ago. But KT, they can bash mid lane this time around.
Already, the first objective fight here for KT Roster looking so much better than it did in that first game. This time they're able to put a little bit of pressure on that Drake, and on top of getting the Herald as well. So all in all, really good signs here for the second game. At least KT Roster, as Duan Yu activates the ults against 2. He knows that there's no way that these two players can engage on him because he does have so much mobility, especially with Jackie around the corner.
Yeah, and Zero doesn't have the CAC, so
True.
he's more than safe. Hero's entrance is also available for GCAN, so again, the protection, the peel is just much better this time
아,
around.
네, 슬슬 아마 상대가 한 9분쯤부터 좀 그 시작을 하긴 하거든요, 움직임을. 그래서 그쯤에 좀 잘 대비를 하면 좋을 것 같습니다.
From Duan Yu, it's a little bit concerning. As it gets spoke even more, but low mana rather on Duan Yu can be a little concerning for the Weibo Gaming. Maybe after this wave, he will be backing off to the base.
Perhaps. I don't think he feels compelled to as at the moment, as he gets jumped on by Ratel. Okay.
아, 이거는
And Ratel should be taken down.
아우!
Flash out play by Duan Yu says the gang isn't needed, but fans.
아, 너무 아까워.
Just one hit.
아, 진짜 딱 한 방이었는데.
Spawn in the mid lane. At least maybe secure this tower, but the explosive charge, at least the cycle charge hasn't been used just yet. Shelly would just pick it up. No, he doesn't. 19 HP,
19.
but they do have the Zig, so it's gonna be very, very easy for them to secure the tower. But Acrobat just needs to be extra careful because Faye is here, stopping. Shock Blast connects, and that hurts so much.
Yeah, Acrobat down to 200, guys. Be extra careful around Faye here. They do have the safety net of their Gragas. KT Roster looking to find.
일단은 좀 탑라인 좀 밀 것 같고요.
Like how Weibo.
아, 일단 여기서부터 슬슬 이제 중요합니다, 여러분.
Will take the first 2 towers of the game. Weibo find.
아, 웨이브도 좀 만만치 않아요.
And Duan Yu
웨이브도 확실히 성장이라던가 이런 게 좋네요. 그러니까 결국 아, 이런 식으로 잘리면 안 돼요, 더 이상. 아이고.
Great Hexac ultimatum dodge just gonna get taken down here, being chased out.
오, 이건 좋은데. 근데 힐을 아쉽긴 한데 일단 살았으니까.
Still manages to stay alive. That is just amazing for KT Roster Y. Now still a bit of a struggle here for Acrobat, at least on the tower securement here in the mid lane. 19 HP is just so tempting to force out, but since everyone for Weibo Gaming is there, they just can't do it without any cost.
And this is the thing about Weibo, right? When you're playing against them, they won't really give you any space, no matter how little they have. I mean, make it sound super dramatic, but 19 HP, that must be so frustrating to see on your screen there. KT Roster definitely are itching to get that tower destroyed. But now they're going to jump towards that bottom side. It seems like they're targeting Zihan here. Zihan.
Ash should have thought that they would be at least throwing the satchel charge there. Zihan gonna be using back to heal himself back up Hexac ultimatum.
아, 이거는 괜찮죠.
Almost down despite the hero's entrance there by GCAN. Unfortunate for Weibo Gaming, but still, we'll always mention mid lane every single time we see it not being taken out. KT Roster Y still unsuccessful with it.
And apart from the fact that it is just 1 HP, it is a big, always a big thing when you take out the first mid turret, right? It's a big hint of map
Weibo
control
gets
going
2.
towards their side, and yeah, exactly. was about to point that
Yeah.
out as well. That's the second turret that they're able to take down, while this turret in mid is still 1 HP. So KT Roster have to again start making these better decisions. Are they gonna look for a fight? I mean, they found one engagement towards that bottom side, but they haven't been able to find a translation after that, right? Typically,
자,
after you find the kill, you look
이
for
슬슬 롤스터와이도 이제 5명 다 모여있기 때문에 오디오 싸움 이제부터 핵심이거든요. 이 두 번째 용이
translation.
모든 걸 가릴 겁니다.
And it's more of Weibo Gaming
여기가 제 관건이에요.
constantly applying pressure here against KT Roster. Why now the Dragon
롤스터와이도 지금은 그 교전을 하려고 하고 있는데 네, 일단 제로 선수 잘 뺐고 루나 선수가 이때 루나 선수가 조금 포커싱 당하면 위험.
Luna still barely is alive. One you will be picking up the
아하.
kills.
이러면 교전은 물 건너갔어요.
Two kills picked up by Weibo Gaming, and the Dragon securement is just gonna be undenied by Weibo Gaming. KT Roster
아쉽지만 네, 지금 이 교전은 좀 물 건너갔고 좀 아쉽네요.
Absolutely. And Duan Yu getting free reign of that back line. He was the only one who was dealing damage there to that enemy Zaya. And now Luna gets destroyed after just one shock blast. Duan Yu gets the engagement. And look at just how free Duan Yu is this entire time. Nobody was getting close to him, which is why KT Roster not even able to put up a fight in that scenario. Drake getting secured as well for Weibo. As now again they're starting to take control of this mid game. Is it going to continue on, or is KT Roster finally going to find an answer to this onslaught that Weibo is finally setting up for themselves?
I mean, if they're gonna be looking for
이러면 사실 물론 골드 상황에서는 롤스터가 살짝 유리하긴 한데 이건 괜찮죠. 이건 좋죠. 잡았어요. 이 다음에 어떻게 게임이 풀려가냐가 중요한 포인트인 것 같은데 네, 이런 식으로 위쪽 2차 하는 건 괜찮죠. 그리고 라테 선수가 중앙에서 지지해주는 거 이거는 괜찮은 흐름인 것 같아 보입니다. 상대가 들어올 리가 없고 체급 차이가 지금 조금 나는 것 같아요. 이 상황에서. 그러니까 제리가 있을 땐 좀 위험하긴 했거든요. 제리가 없으니까 확실히 좀 편하긴 하네요. 바이픽이 확실히 좀 그런 의미에서 이거 아크로비 선수 위치 괜찮나요? 잘리지 않도록 조심해야 됩니다.
2,000 plus 2 dragon stacks plus they have 3 scaling champions. Pretty much alarming here by KT Roster Y, but we cannot discount them just yet because they have incredible burst, especially with the Mega Inferno Bomb. If they can lock someone down on Weibo Gaming, maybe that can pave a way for them to actually win, especially if the target's going to be Fan. I think that's going to be just top notch because it's going to be easier to chase down through one new when there's no one interrupting anymore, especially with the crowd control of the Aatrox.
Absolutely. Baron spawns up and Zero's first to the scene. They're also trying to bait Weibo into this pit. Rocket Belt used up. Zero actually just trying to find a little bit of tension towards Weibo, trying to draw a little bit of attention towards that area. And Rattel.
이거는 그래도 잘 데려왔는데 여기서
just go on a reset and respecting KT Roster Y.
This is the most tense part of the game for now. Both teams just looking for an engage.
이 다음에는 이제 루나 선수가 딜할 수 있는 상황이 아닌 상황이거든요. 여기서 이 상황이라면 근데 물려서 죽을 수 있어요. 다행히 좀 위험하지 않게 잘 된 것 같습니다. 이번 판은 근데 무난할 것 같은데요. 게임 상황이. 그러니까 큰 위기 없이 뭔가 진행이 될 것 같은 느낌.
One of the other team, yeah, exactly. The other team has free reign essentially, so both teams just like a loaded gun at this point with the barrel pointed at each other, but nobody's just springing the trap yet. It is so tense. So this is potentially going to be one of the biggest, if not the most important fight here of the game, because it is an absolute trendsetter, and every single pick here is of massive importance. KT Roster looking for an engagement too, but Drake is spawning in just a second. It is an Ocean Drake, but it's still absolutely important here from both sides, considering just how even the game is.
Weibo Gaming is wanting, of course, to secure this soul for their side so that they will have greater late game scaling,
Of course.
as well as damage amplification later on. But Tue Thur Fri Sun is actually having bot side pressure and also prio. Due to the shock blast is a little bit concerning here. Because Fan and especially Zihan would be liking getting close towards the backline, having access there. As now the side have turned.
일단은 큰 제로 선수가 잘 막아주고요. 네, 근데 이러면은 이번엔 조금 잘 모이나요? 일단 갈라지고 있는 것 같죠? 위쪽에서 네, 카밀을 무는 쪽으로 하다가 군대 일단은 먹었고요. 네, 이런 안전하게 빠지면서 딜하는 쪽으로 갈 것 같고 서로 포지셔닝 잘하는 게 중요합니다. 네, 제로 선수 왼쪽에 카밀 봐야 되는 그쪽하고 나이스. 일단 제리 잘라냈고요. 네, 상대 딜러를 좀 잘라내는 식으로 좀 전략 포지셔닝을 했고 성공적이 들어간 것 같습니다. 근데 카밀을 지금 더 따라가는 거는 불가능할 것 같고요. 여기서 이러면 다음 작전을 펼치는 게 좀 중요한 것 같죠? 웨이브 다운.
Yeah, beautiful team fighting as well for KT Rolster. They did not lose the fight and they take away the Drake as well, which meant that they are on prime position to take this Baron. They do have a ton of damage still. Remember,
좋습니다.
but now Zihan is closing
두 베론. 네. 이거는 텔포까지 염두하면 좀 힘들 것 같으니까 여기서부터 빠져야 돼요. 네, 그쵸. 이거는 위험합니다. 이런 오히려 역으로 발언을 먹힐 수도 있어요. 그것까지 염두해야 돼요.
Absolutely, the one you being up and alive here as well, and they do have a ton of damage already as well. They can take this Baron with a lot of speed. So Jekian potentially look for engagement as Fan sets up the vision here, knowing KT Rolster is just around the area, so they can look for a fight instead. Weibo Gaming, are they going to set up for the Baron? It seems like they will. As KT Rolster now the ones pressured. It is the turn of tables here as the Baron getting started by Weibo.
I mean, they can, so they will. Weibo Gaming forcing KT Rolster.
불편합니다. 불편한데 여기서 이거 못 보내야 돼요.
Take away the Baron and they deny the fight. No steal this time as Weibo keep the Baron buff for themselves. But KT Rolster are the ones that are a little bit ahead in terms of gold, so they can't look for a fight here. The name of the game now for Weibo is spread their control, spread their Baron buff to as many lanes, many lanes as they can, and fly away to these lanes. And potentially potentially deny these fights for now because KT Rolster look, despite the fact that the Baron buff is in the hands of Weibo, they still have a 4,000 gold lead because they're still ahead in some items, and Weibo have to respect.
근데 발언을 먹힌 순간부터 조금 좀 갈라지긴 했는데 지켜보시죠. 일단 봐야 됩니다. 여기서부터 이제 아직 아무도 몰라요.
But I think this last objective is not something you can give away.
Yeah, absolutely. Weibo Gaming around the area into the Elder Drake. Both solo laners in the Baron lane for now, but they do have teleports available. They want to consider that fight here on the bottom side. Look at how deep the minion lines here for the side of Weibo because of their Baron buff. So deep in, and KT Rolster have no choice but to back on out. So Weibo have one more man here inside the Elder Drake. But
3 versus 3, it's actually more advantageous here for Weibo Gaming.
True, but they're not gonna be pressing on any further for now. Instead, just gonna play time a little bit more. But they're gonna reset as well. KT Rolster, this gives them free reign to establish a little bit of vision towards Elder Drake. But
여기서 한번 거나요? 근데 걸기에는 포지션이 안 좋아요 지금.
They can't take this far. They can't take this Drake fast enough. So Weibo still has a little bit more control here as they go for the reset onto the Elder.
It's a great positioning here from Weibo Gaming. Elder Dragon still well in.
일단 좀 더 운영적으로 각을 보면 좋을 것 같은데 상대가 감쌀 수 있는 각도를 절대 주면 안 되죠. 그게 좀 쉽지는 않긴 한데 말보다는 어떻게든 되기를.
Now it's only the Elder Dragon that can shift the tides here for either side. Both of them really checking each other out. Vision getting denied. Vision getting
자.
Tue Thur Fri, you need to be very careful, especially with the crown here of Acrobat. It cannot be taken down, or else it's gonna be more vulnerable.
Yes. You think about it, it's really unfortunate that Weibo got the Baron as the elder
네. 오, 괜찮죠. 이거는 아, 잠깐만요. 아, 근데 이게 걸릴 거라고 생각 못 했어가지고 아우. 잠시만, 이거 진짜 초비상입니다. 아, 이거 잡아야 돼요. 제리 잡고. 와, 씨. 타이밍 이거 뭐야? 아우, 씨. 아, 이거는 아쉽게 패배한 것 같습니다. 네, 확실히 롤스터와이 좀 분전을 해보긴 했지만 아, 이게 갈리오가 생각보다 이게 넓네요. 아, 아무튼 이렇게 해서 2대0으로 좀 마무리가 되었습니다. 아, 너무 아쉽네요. 롤스터와이 되게 괜찮게 했었는데 아, 아쉬워요.
Getting even a dodge on the assault and battery by Tue just to be able to, lock someone down as well as an additional target.
자, 지금 좀 시청자분도 계시니까 원래는 사실 게임 돌릴 생각 없었는데 간만에 이제 한두 판 해볼까요, 게임?
You will have pressure come late game. You will be the one carrying the game as well. That has been the game of Weibo Gaming. 2-0 sweep against Tue Thur Fri.
네, 제가홈스님 어서 오세요.
Yeah, and I think,
자, 이제 저 공개방 열고 화장실 갔다 올 테니까 그 들어오실 분들 들어오세요. 웨이브는 어떻게 액티브 되었는가? 그러니까 들어오실 분 같이 들어와서 이제 뭐 한두 판 정도 진행을 하고 이제 좀 물러가 보도록 하겠습니다. 되나, 연결? 잠시만요. 아니고, 오케이.
Consistent, right? It was reliable, so to speak. And when it comes to the team fights, Weibo.
근데 제가 지금 플랫 4예요. 그 많이 안 해가지고 플랫 4가지고 4여가지고 뭐 좀 참고해 주세요. 모든 플레이어 공개 파티 해서 들어오시면 될 것 같아요. 화장실 좀 갔다 올게요.
당신의 뜻대로 싸우겠소.
이곳은 반대편 맵입니다. 공격로가 교체되었습니다. 와일드리프트에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
초월을 향한 첫걸음.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
천둥처럼 울려 퍼지지. 완벽이 눈앞에 있다. 내가 진실이다. 승리는 말이고 내겐 죽음을 주지.
퍼스트 블러드! 아군이 당했습니다.
나는 목적을 따라 움직인다. 내 불길 앞에서 모두 제가 되리라. 모든 전투는 그를 향한 한 걸음이다.
적이 당했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다.
신은 오직 나뿐이다. 시간 낭비군. 백전백선. 무릎 꿇어라!
적을 처치했습니다.
기대한 힘. 완벽이 눈앞에
처치했습니다. 처치했습니다.
내 힘은
제압되었습니다.
천둥처럼 울려 퍼지지. 이거면 될 거다.
위험합니다.
내 불길 앞에서 모두 제가 되리라. 오직 나뿐이다. 보라, 위대한 힘을. 신은 오직 나뿐이다. 모든 전투를 힘을 한
적을 처치했습니다.
백선.
아군이 당했습니다.
모아야 할 텐데.
눈앞에 있다. 내가 쟁취한다.
적의 전력이 처치했습니다. 적이 학살 중입니다. 첫 번째 포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 공격하세요. 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 학살 중입니다.
백전
적을 처치했습니다. 위험합니다.
내가 쟁취한다.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
내 불길 앞에서 모두 제가 되리라.
적 트리플 킬. 적이 학살 중입니다. 제압되었습니다. 당했습니다. 마무리. 위험합니다.
백산
적이 내셔 남작을 처치했습니다. 적이 드래곤을 처치했습니다.
내 힘은
위험합니다. 위험합니다.
모든 전투는 완벽을 향한 한 것. 불길 앞에서 모두 제가
막을 수 없습니다. 당했습니다. 당했습니다. 파괴되었습니다.
골치 아프니? 내가 골치 아프니? 내가 해결하지.
너도 같이 놀래? 재밌겠다.
와일드리프트에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
내 곰인형 티버 못 봤어?
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
아직 멀었어? 자꾸 까불면 떼기할 거야. 난 성냥 가지고 안 놀아.
아군이 당했습니다. 위험합니다. 위험합니다. 적이 당했습니다.
어디가 비고릴까? 소리다! 난 활력 가지고 안 놀아.
위험합니다.
다섯 가지 쓴다? 까불면 떼질 거야.
처치했습니다.
아직 멀었어? 내 차례야. 좀 잘 따라와봐. 꾹꾹 숨어라. 머리카락 보일라.
가는 중입니다. 아군이 당했습니다.
아직 멀었어? 내가 내릴래.
아군이 당했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 적이 학살 중입니다. 적을 처치했습니다. 적이 협곡의 전령을 처치했습니다. 첫 번째 포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 적을 처치했습니다. 제압되었습니다.
다섯 가지 센다? 내 차례야. 난 생명 가지고 안 놀아.
가는 중입니다. 가는 중입니다. 적이 학살 중입니다. 적 더블킬. 적이 위층을 날뛰고 있습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
아직 멀었어? 누가 지고릴까? 소리다! 자석까지 있는다.
적을 처치했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 적이 미쳐 날뛰고 있습니다. 적이 학살 중입니다. 포탑이 파괴되었습니다. 적을 처치했습니다. 제압되었습니다. 마무리.
재밌다.
적 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
나 차례야. 하나, 둘, 셋.
수상의 중입니다. 제압되었습니다. 적이 내셔 남자를 처치했습니다.
숨어라. 빗소리다.
아군이 당했습니다. 제압되었습니다.
좀 잘 따라와봐. 하나, 둘, 셋.
적이 드래곤을 처치했습니다.
아직 멀었어?
처치했습니다. 공격하세요. 공격하세요.
아, 제가 언제부터 말이 없었죠? 아무튼 네, 제가 언제부터 말이 없었어요? 아무튼 네, 진짜 언제부터 말이 없었는지 모르겠는데 버튼이 뭔가 잘못 눌렀나봐요. 아무튼 그래요. 그 상당히 오래전이에요. 아, 그래요. 계속 말하면서 진행했는데 방린이 다 됐나봐요. 아무튼 오늘 그 와주신 여러분들 감사합니다. 마이크를 뮤트하고서 다시 뮤트를 푸는 걸 까먹었거나 뮤트를 잘못 눌렀나봐요. 아무튼 오늘 시청해주신 여러분들 감사드리고요. 네, 다음 롤스터와이 경기 있을 때라던가 아무튼 다음 기회에 뵙도록 할게요. 아, 경기 끝나고 나서부터요? 미쳤다. 그럼 나 진짜 마이크 뮤트를 풀지 않고 혼자서 그냥 게임만 했던 사람인 거야? 말하지. 아, 화장실 갔다 와서 뮤트를 까먹었나봐요. 아무튼 그래요. 다들 여러분들 그 방송 봐주셔서 감사드리고, 아, 어쩐지 그 랭크 게임 하는데 시청자가 계속 그 줄더라. 오디오가 비니까 그렇지. 아무튼 감사드리고요. 방린이 된 거 정말 죄송하고, 아무튼 다음에 좀 더 제대로 해서 오도록 할게요. 여러분 미안해요. 다들 좋은 밤 보내시고요. 네, 다음엔 롤스터와이 화이팅 할 수 있도록 같이 응원해 주시면 감사합니다. 여러분 빠이빠이. 잘 자요.